Alrighty, here we are. It's another Thursday. It's another Thursday evening, yes, indeed. And yes, we are live on Reggae Boys commentary. I believe we are. Yeah. So, it's another day, isn't it? Quite a lot of information to get through this evening. Quite a bit. First thing first, let's deal with some housekeeping matters before we touch anything this evening. First thing first, I uploaded two videos to Reggae Boys commentary in the last couple of days. I uploaded a video about the 3-5-2 formation if you think it's beneficial for Jamaica. And the other one that I uploaded was a memory game where I test my knowledge, and we can do it anytime, honestly. We can even play a game right now during the live. If you want me to list out all of Jamaica's results during the 1998 World Cup qualifiers, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, I can do it right now. No paper, no nothing at all. So I don't mind playing that little game for you guys this evening if you're up to it, because there's not really a great deal of transfer information right now. As we know, it's the holiday period of time, so that's been on the back burner for at least another couple of days. You're not going to hear fresh transfer discussions or talk at least for another 4 days or so. So what I ask from you guys kindly is to firstly give me a big thumbs up for this video, alright? Really, really would appreciate it. It helps in the algorithm of the videos and everything. The second thing is I kindly ask you to watch that 3-5-2 formation video. Let me know your thoughts about the video, if it's a system you would like to see employed. And in addition to that, what I would like you to do is to look at the video about the memory game where I basically gave you all of the results of Jamaica's matches during the Gold Cup from 1991 to present. So I kindly ask you to look at that and give me your thoughts and continue the likes for this evening. Before I get into the comments that you guys have been sharing, let me just get through a little bit of news. First thing first, the women's side of things. Ladies first, they would say. So the Women's World Cup for 2023, which will be hosted in Australia and New Zealand, will be expanded. Yeah, it's going to go from 24 to 32 teams. What does that mean for CONCACAF? Well, it means that it's going to increase from 3.5 spots to 4 full spots. And in an addition to that, it's also going to include 2 playoff berths. So what that means is that if Jamaica finishes 5th or 6th, then they'll head to the 6th, then they'll head to the intercontinental playoffs. But if they finish 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, then they will be heading to the 2023 World Cup in Australia and in New Zealand. So that is something to look out for. Right now in the region, the top 5, top 6 teams are the United States, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica. Essentially, those are the top 5 right now. And Jamaica, I think USA and Canada right now have the top 2 tickets. And it's going to be a fight for the other 2 between Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Panama. Those 4 teams are going to fight for 2 tickets, basically. I think Panama is going through a little bit of a transition. So I think it's going to be Costa Rica, Jamaica, and Mexico. 3 teams fighting for 2 automatic tickets. On the men's side of things, well, Michael Hector is attracting a lot of interest in the championship, specifically Brentford, Queen's Park Rangers in particular. Will he go? I'm not sure. I think the player wants to fight and work hard for his place. As it relates to a player that you guys have been referring to, Tyrique Mcgee, in the past, maybe 6 months ago, if you asked him what he wants to do, he would say he wants to leave. But I think he's now in a situation where he wants to fight and get into the first team at Cassiopeia Pen. And I certainly hope he does so. If this time, 2021, he still hasn't broken into the first team, then I would say, yeah, loan deal or move to another team, Belgium, France, Holland. That's what I personally think. You know? That's what I personally think. So hopefully things move in the right direction where that is concerned. Devon Speedy Williams, Jason Johnson, both of them have been released from Louisville City FC in the United Soccer League. I'm disappointed specifically for Speedy because he's been such an integral player for this team, but I hope it will give him an opportunity for a fresh start, whether that means it's MLS, whether that is Scandinavia or another part of Europe. Sorry, I just personally hope that it is an opportunity where he's certainly going to thrive. And for those individuals that have just recently joined the stream, give this video a big thumbs up, all right? Really appreciate it, and it helps in the grand scheme of things. So I've touched about the Women's World Cup process. I've touched on a couple of players and their process in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, it's outstanding to see that there are still things to talk about, even when we're living in a period of time where sports, especially locally, has been halted. Since March, the only football match competitive football match we've had is the Waterhouse Arca High game in the CONCACAF League. I mean, I've played more football, competitive football, than most local footballers on the island. It just goes to show. But the minister, Christopher Tufton, says that they're looking for a restart in the new year, and I'm hopeful that they will, especially with the Professional Football Jamaica Limited attracting these sponsors. I, realistically speaking, I do believe in the holiday period that there will be a rise in cases. That's just not me being pessimistic. I'm just being objective about the situation, and I objectfully, and objectively feel that end of February, early March, realistically, we could have the National Premier League. We'll have champs and possibly some CASAFA Super Leagues and Major Leagues, so there'll be some football on the island. So objectively speaking, I think a restart is possible in that time frame. Yeah. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comments, and then from there we'll be able to generate some sort of discussion. If there's any questions you have, leave them in the comments below, and we'll just take it from there. Javon Plays says Wagwan. I say Wagwan. Siobhan Gibbon says peace, and I say peace. Kemar Barnett. Blessed Simon. What are your thoughts on Jamal Lowe and Casey Palmer? Think Lowe is very good. Yeah, I have good thoughts on Lowe. I'm very impressed with Lowe, to be honest with you. I think he's an individual that can make an impact. Has he been contacted? No, he has not been contacted. Ibrook Palmer says I mean, it's if you guys want to play the game, then fine. So I appreciate all the well wishes, guys, for the holiday season. To be quite frank with you, I don't celebrate this holiday, to be honest with you. So I appreciate it, but I do wish all of you all the best. I wish all of you good health, happiness, and success in the new year, each and every single one of you. Okay, I might not celebrate this holiday in particular, but I do wish every single one of you, all of my subscribers, all of my viewers, good health, happiness, success, and peace. I wish that for every single one of you. And when you have things to do, whether you have work to go on the road, you be safe. If you have to travel abroad, you be safe. And just always walk with this with you. That's always, you know. And with the vaccine rollout happening across the globe, it's encouraging, isn't it? And Jamaica, I think around April, May thereabouts is when the first set will come on the island. So in some aspects, it's gonna still rely on patience. Some aspects you have a lot of reasons to be optimism. And like I said, if you have any reason, if you have an opportunity to travel, you can travel and you should travel. All I ask is that you just continue to follow the precautions and just wear this and be safe, Do what you need to do, you know? Don't let what is happening around you impact what you need to achieve. Because in life, you will have obstacles, you will have challenges. But guess what? Just like time on a clock, it keeps going. So you too, as well. You too must also keep going. Nothing should stop your progress. Nothing should stop your growth. Nothing in this world should stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Yes, you will have setbacks, but just like in the 100-meter hurdles and you hit a hurdle, you keep going, you keep thriving, you keep pushing forward. I don't know who needs to hear this message, and I know I've digressed from football, but I need you to understand things that you want to achieve in life. You can and still will achieve them, whether it's school, whether it's work goals, whether it's the dream vacation that you want to go on, you can still do it even in these difficult times. You can still do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. Don't should not be in your vocabulary at all. There we go. What is going on with Ravel at Ado Den Haag? Well, he played half an hour in the game against Zwolle recently. Unfortunately, they're at the wrong end of the table, but hopefully during this period of games, he will be able to not only get minutes, but some positive results will be able to portray itself on the pitch. As it relates to the women's senior team, we should keep the same squad. I think the general core of the team should remain the same. The goalkeeper, Sydney Schneider, yes, absolutely, 100%. Defense, Konya Plummer, yes. Alison Swaby, yes. Denisha Blackwood, yes. I think we do need improvement at the right back. Dominic Bonflazer, although we know she has the ability to strike the ball, I'm still concerned with her in terms of her pace. She lost a lot of weight, but I'm still concerned with, her movement off the ball. The midfield, Havana Salone, Chinielo Asher, Marla Sweatman, great players. Trudy Carter, Tiffany Cameron, Khadijah Shaw, Jodie Brown. For me, those are the core players moving forward. And I'm hoping that others go from squad players to become regulars. Specifically, Sade Adama who we saw in the World Cup against Italy. I'm hoping that she can be able to break that breakthrough as well. Remember, she's the younger sister of former national youth player Nathaniel Adama who represented Jamaica at under 17 and under 20 level. Nathaniel is if he stays grounded, Nathaniel is just gonna be such a clinical finisher, honestly. But his sister Sade, yeah, good attacker as well. So Sade, Adama Lakon, Jaden Matthews, Marley Frey, those are three that I think can make the transition into the senior team. As far as other players are concerned, Neville Gale Abel locally is another individual, so that will be four. In terms of goalkeepers, I think Yasmin Jameson will be in and around the mix. So I think I've named about a dozen players there, but I do think some players from the UK core would help a great deal, especially Via and Sampson. Is there any new sponsor on board for the league? Well, apart from the ones that we mentioned, I think Digicel has jumped on board as well. How much has it increased by? Well, for CONCACAF, 3.5 to 4. Objectively, yeah. Objectively, yeah. When you have a lot of, I'm working on it. I think Hector should fight for his spot at Fulham. That way he'll improve. I agree. I think that he should fight for his position, and I think he will get the odd game here and there, whether it's the FA Cup and where Fulham are in a crunch time season, where they need points. There'll be a lot of exertion from the centre half, so one could be injured. There'll be yellow card suspensions, and he'll get his opportunity again. Ian Campbell. Let's look at various formations, but when selecting player form has to be factored. Hence, Liam Moore and Ethan Pinnock should be start for us, all being well based on current form. Yes, Ian, to be quite frank with you, we could name players between now and the new year. But you see, the players that I've mentioned, the players that I've spoken about on this channel, I'm not only being realistic about them, but these are players that have actually either been approached by the JFF or players that are going to be approached by the JFF. And the reason why I haven't mentioned Pinnock, the reason why I haven't mentioned Palmer, Lowe, is because they've not been approached. Martin Davis as well. So I'm being quite realistic here. Thoughts on Oral Tracy saying Leon Bailey is the GOAT in Jamaican history? Everybody has a different perspective on things. Some look at it as based strictly on technical ability. Some people look at it based on the number of trophies you've won. And some look at it based on your longevity of your career. For me, you need a mixture of all three. He's looking at it from a perspective of a Jamaican born player playing at a top German club. But this is not the first time a Jamaican born player is playing for a top team. David Johnson was at Manchester United, didn't play in the first team, but he was a Manchester United player. Jill Heron Scott played for Celtic 1951-52 season. And you think about as well, Lindy De La Pena won 2 league titles at Portsmouth, was a top scorer at Middlesbrough during the 50s, and still an outstanding servant. You think about what John Barnes did as a Jamaican born player, Raheem Sterling. So I wouldn't say Leon Bailey is the GOAT, but he certainly has the potential to be. This year is one of my best years personally. I'm aware that things aren't perfect. I know next year will be better. Well said, Mr. Palmer. To be honest with you, if you had to ask me to describe 2020 in one year, I would say growth. 110% growth. I'm sure there are talented players as Leon, but not known as well because they don't play in big leads. Yeah, that's one thing to consider. Teddy Lee Gray, do a video and name our B team. Our B team. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. About the right back Silva. Well, Lauren Silva is more a left back and she can operate in midfield. Yeah, she is another player that I think has the ability to go from squad player into the first team. She has the ability. It's now whatever challenge she may have with the coaching staff to work it out, and she has the potential to be a first team player. Wonderful left foot. Wonderful left foot. Leon Bailey trajectory can make him the GOAT for Jamaica in the foreseeable future. I agree with that. Definitely our best local experts, but GOAT, he'll have to play a major role in the World Cup qualifying campaign. Indeed. What about the girl that was emergency late call up for the World Cup squad? What's her name? Her name is Maria Gray. Maria Gray replaced Kayla McCoy. Yeah. Yeah, Maria Gray. I think her grandfather used to play locally as well. Yeah, Maria Gray. Lots of potential, not the same dynamism as McCoy, but Maria has time on her side. So it'll be intriguing to see how these players mature. And you're gonna have Chena Matthews after she gives birth to her second child, gonna be playing for Louisville in the women's soccer league. So she's also gonna be looking to score some goals there as well. Tiffany Cameron doing her thing in Hungary. So the hope is that all players across the globe can stay sharp, work hard. I'd like to see you do an Eastern Caribbean 11, as in countries that use the ECD. Interesting. Any FPL tips? Well, specifically for the Boxing Day set of fixtures, my advice to you is to look at the midfield options. Analyze the midfield options in particular. look out for those options. The defense, if you can go three at the back, go three at the back where the defense is concerned. Definitely not five at the back. Let me weigh in on the Jamaican football GOAT debate. Can't talk about GOAT without mentioning the great Ricardo Bibi Gardner. In his prime, he was the best left, one of the best left backs in the EPL. I'm a bit disappointed that he wasn't able to play further forward much more in his career. Ricardo Fuller, honestly, for me, Ricardo Fuller is one of the top five footballers I've seen with my own eyes in a Jamaican shirt. Anandelo for me is my hero. Dion Burton, Luton Shelton, Ricardo Fuller, Adrian Mariappa, Tyrone Marshall. That's six. I wanted to defend like Tyrone Marshall. I wanted to kick a ball from the half line and score like Andy Bama Williams. I wanted to finish like Luton Shelton. I had the height. I have the height like Onandilo. I wanted to dribble like Ricardo Fuller, and I want to have quick feet like Adrian Mariappa. How will the English-based camp work? Well, essentially, what will happen is that prior to the match against Catalonia, the English-based players will meet up. I don't know if it's London, I don't know if it's Manchester, I don't know if it's the Midlands, and come together to train. And essentially, from there, the coaching staff will be able to decide who they want and who they don't want. Yes, Ricardo Bibi Gardner played in the EPL from 2001 to 2012. Yeah, because 1998 to 2001 was in the championship with Bolton, but Premier League 2001 to 2012. Still a legend today in Bolton. Yeah, Sterling was born in Jamaica. John Barnes, Noel Blake, Luther Blissett. What do you got Jamaican born people? Played a game of football. Jeff Cunningham, Robin Fraser. Not in the GOAT debate, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, a lot of Jamaican footballers parading their skills. What's the qualifications to coach Jamaica's football team in your view? And who would be your top pick if you were in charge? I don't know the job description in the sense of qualification, but I think minimum is level one or level two is needed where that is concerned. So that is important. To be quite frank with you, I I see the wide array of attacking options. I see the wide array of speed that we have. What I want us to fix is the defense. And one man who could defend was a man by the name of Darren Moore. Darren Moore could defend. And if you just look at what he's doing right now, if you look at what he's doing right now at Doncaster Rovers, you'll see the work that he's doing at Doncaster Rovers and see exactly why he's getting the results he's getting. 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1, 4-1-3-2. He is organizing a good team, scoring goals, keeping clean sheets. And it's amazing the coaching pool that Jamaica has as at its disposal now. Zavan Hines, Darren Moore, Joby McAnuff, Jermaine Beckford, Wally Harris, Robin Fraser, Donovan Ricketts, Ryan Thompson, and we can go on and on. Michael Johnson, Jason Ewell. It's amazing. Ethan Pinnock is a solid central defender. Yes, he certainly is. Really want to see Jade Bailey, Paige Bailey Gale, and Dorian Bailey in the Reggae Girls squad. I like Jade and Paige very much. They're talented young ladies, and I can't wait to see if Hubert Busby will be able to invite them. Kimar London, I like your way of football. You're very good at what you do. Up life. Thank you. we ought to fight for Mason Holgate as this guy can play. He certainly can play it, but like I said, I want a man that's committed to the program, and if a guy is not committed, then I don't think it makes sense. Not saying that he's not committed, but I don't want any indecision. One way says I always play three at the back at the FPL. Okay. Well, I would say look who West Bromwich Albion is playing this weekend and pick as much players as you can for the team that West Bromwich Albion is playing against. You know who West Brom is playing. So whoever West Brom is playing, pick three players from that team who West Brom is playing because it's going to be a field day. Yeah, you can trust me. Remember, I finished top 10 in Jamaica last year. Simon, this Argentina Jamaica link, what do you think? To be honest with you, I have no idea what you're talking about, but if you can share some insight into it, I can definitely give you my opinion. Simon, how far can my Rouge papers reach? He has not received the passport as yet. Kimar London, I think 424 is good for us. 424. I like the idea. It's just Tapa doesn't like to complicate things. I think you'll see a 442 at some point. And in a sense, when we break on the counter, we do have a shape of a 424. So I understand what you're saying from that perspective, but I personally don't think Tapa would go with that system from the start. That's just my view. I think that we'll see a 4-2-3-1. I think we'll see a 4-3-3. I think we'll see a 4-1-3-2. And I think we will see once in a blue moon a 3-5-2. So do those English-based players need a Jamaican passport to play in the Catalonia match? Yes. You ever think it's possible for the National Premier League to become a full-time pro league? I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow morning. I think it's something that could be a reality in another decade. Honestly, I think it's something that could happen. And I'm talking professional in the strictest sense of everything, the fields, the the pitches, the coaching staffs, the how clubs run their finances, paying players a decent wage and not 300 US dollars a month, you know? Paying them 1,000 US a month, 800 US dollars a month. That's a professional setup now. For the Catalonia game, I assume Jamaica will select the likes of Mason Holgate and Ivan Toney since the game is unofficial. Even if it's unofficial, they're gonna need to show a Jamaican passport. I'll check. I'll check. Tony Brentford advanced to the semis of the EFL Cup. Yes, they'll play Tottenham Hotspur. Well, it'll be the Manchester derby in the other game. So essentially, Ivan Toney against Jose Mourinho, and it could be Ivan Toney against Manchester United or Manchester City in the final. Can you look at that? Amazing, isn't it? Where do you think Alvas Powell and Fisher should go? I think Alvas Powell should go to Europe. Fisher can go anywhere I want. Hayden come in? I hope so. Will Roof come? I hope so. Is it likely for Ivan Toney to represent Jamaica? I think it's likely. Simon, can I join the FPL league that you're in? Just share the code, please. Okay. Alright, I'll search for the code. I'll search for the code and let you know. No problem. We need Isaac Hayden. Yes, we do, because holding midfield is a massive issue. I had a cup of coffee with Darren Moore in Birmingham last year, and we spoke for at least 2 hours trying to think about holding midfield options and trying to narrow down the options in England. We're considering Rohan Ince, and then we realize, boy, it's actually Trini Roots that he actually has. We're speaking about Luis Magugan, but he's more of a player that likes to advance forward. He's not going to sit back and protect the team. We spoke briefly about Michael Hector, and he says that's a player I want in my team. So Michael Hector. What is going on with Greg Lee not playing at Aberdeen injured? Yes, he has a knock. Who is your mid for Jamaica? I would have, if it's a 4-2-3-1 where I'm playing two holding midfielders, then certainly I would have Hector and Hayden. Just pin in your Instagram live because I'll be on when it starts. Cool. I'll look for it. Will you share the code on Twitter? Just send me a private message on Instagram. I'll search for it and let you guys know. Kemar London, I think we should have three good field. That is what we can see a change in football. I hope so. Avertano Ramirez Perez says México, Estados Unidos, Jamaica, Mundial. Sí, mi amigo, pienso que Jamaica, Estados Unidos, Costa Rica, número uno, dos, tres. Jamaiquino número cuatro, por supuesto. Selecta para siempre. I'm Salvadorian all the time. When Jamaican and El Salvador plays, it's always good games. Sí, mi amigo, creo que El Salvador es un equipo muy difícil para jugar en El Salvador. Es un equipo muy fuerte, con, con mucho corazón, aspiración y un equipo, hay mucho físicamente en el equipo. How long will Low injury take? 2 to 3 weeks. Do you think DJ will play as an attacking midfielder? I hope he's a minimum number 8. I hope. He can play number 6, but his best position, his absolute best position is a number 10. Do you think Arsenal are in danger of relegation? Arteta in. Safe to say no National League players for World Cup qualifying. I think probably 2 or 3. Prediction for Arsenal versus Chelsea. Is the game at the Emirates? If the game is at the Emirates, then I think it will be a draw. Simon, is Kevin Stewart eligible to represent us? Yes, he is, Mr. Osborne. Simon, a bit more accent work and you're good. Depends which accent you want me to do. Mancunian, Northeast, Scouse accent in Liverpool, the Midlands accent, the London accent. You name it, I'll do it right here on the live if you guys want some laughter. I tell you, I can do all the English accents right now for you. All of them. All of them. All of them right now. I can do it. Ian Campbell, Jamaica will be the first to qualify this time around for this World Cup. Oh, really? Brum accent right now. All right, this is how Jack Grealish talks. Well, definitely, uh, me have a bonnet in me hair, like, so if you look at Aston Villa and West Bromwich Albion this season, I think it's clear the work that we've been doing and quite of a roller coaster of a season, really. So I'm looking at the Europa League, really. I think that Aston Villa and the work we've been doing the last couple of days at Villa Park. So I look at the football that we've been playing this season. There's a good player that came through a club named Daniel Johnson from Jamaica. So he was 18 years old when he left this club, went over to Preston North End up north. I know a lot of people been asking about my future at the club, like, but I just have to tell them that I love my hair products in the Midlands, so I can't leave Aston Villa for like, yeah, the Brum accent needs some work. I know it needs some work. It needs some work. Ibra promises I understand most of that heart, grit, passion, and physicality. Well, you certainly were taught Spanish in school. Do you think we will beat Suriname? If Suriname gets to the final round, yeah, I think we'll do that. Manchester accent now. I hope. All right, lads. Hope all is doing well. Like, do you know what? Actually,
when I saw United play the other day, I just said to myself, if we had Leon Bailey up front, Junior Flemings, and Shamar Nicholson, that would be just a fantastic trio, wouldn't it? Because if you think about it, Shamar Nicholson has all the height in the world, right? You look at what's his name again? Junior Flemings, yeah, Junior Flemings, Leon Bailey. They're quite rapid, I tell you. So for me, I just honestly think that if we get them at United, there's just no way that we can't get number 21 and win the league. I mean, piss off the Scousers and all that. I mean, because we're United through and through. It's as simple as that, really. So for me, I'm just going to go grab some scan, go down the road, up the United way, and that's it, really. Yeah. So the Mancunian accent, I'm getting a bit more comfortable. Scouse, Londoner, Northeast, Newcastle. Yeah, better there. Sherlock Mackenzie, bless up. Any of these new players' name you call have a Jamaican passport as yet, sir? Nope. Remember, London is in tier 4 right now, and based on my sources, London will be in tier 4 until at least the end of January. So I don't expect the Jamaican High Commission to issue passports before the end of January. Jack is really from Solihull. Yeah, that's the thing though, junglist Smokyville. I know, but I'm just going with a general West Midlands accent like Chris Humphrey and those guys, you know? ¿Sabes muchos español? Un poquito español, pero prefiero francés, inglés, jamaiquino y un poquito español. Sí, estudio español en mi colegio, en mi escuela y universidad en Jamaica. Un pequeño español. Pero fui a la República Dominicana, fui a México y muchos países españoles. Entonces conozco un poquito español. USA will be second and Mexico third. Okay. Don't you think McGee's overrated? Well, I never had ratings for McGee that he would be a world class player. No, I don't think that he's rated. I guess everybody's ratings are different for players. If you had to ask me which player is overrated, I'd probably say the one that went to Canada quite recently, and you all know who I'm talking about. You kind of sound like Adam. Which Adam that? Yeah, I'm working on it, junglist for sure. So yeah, yeah, the Yorkshire one is a bit difficult though because yeah, you got Bradford, you got Huddersfield, you got Leeds, you got Hull. Yorkshire's difficult. You got Sheffield, you got Middlesbrough, and then you go up north. You go up north where they talk about Newcastle, like Newcastle St James's Park, lad. This is one of the greatest football clubs in the world. So for me, I, why I lad, I Newcastle lad. There's no better feeling than going down and saying that you're at St James's Park, lad. I'm mortal, like. So when I went down and talked to True Jody said to me that he saw a player the other day and he was surprised to say that he saw a player that looked just like Alan Shearer. And when I asked him about Alan Shearer, he told me about Andy Carroll. I'm like, Andy Carroll? He's like, no, Peter Beardsley. And Peter Beardsley and the other lad, Paul Gascoigne, absolute legends up north because that's the way that they talk. It's like a mixture of English and Indian. That's the way that the Northerners talk up there, up in Newcastle, Sunderland. That's the way they talk up there. Berwick up on Tweed, like in Northumberland and those places. Steve Bruce and those lads. Fleming needs to go to the EPL. Well, that's what coach Rick Shan says, isn't it? Burrell, Dixon, McGee hasn't done anything. Yeah. So, what players do you think will make the training and playing squad for the game? I think the ones we've spoken about.
Simon, I hope we make the World Cup, bro. It's hard to watch nations singing out anthems we can't sing ours. Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, like I've said before, I think 2026 is our World Cup. But we'll give it a go. We'll give Qatar a go. Simon, what's your take on the whole hype of schoolboys culture in Jamaica? I think it sells false dreams. Let's remember the hype around Vassal McGee and D Cup, Manning Cup, etc. Yeah, for me, I think it's holding back, to be honest with you. I honestly think the best 16 and 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds on the island should not be playing Manning Cup or the Costa Cup. I think they should actually be playing Premier League. And the second tier 16, 17, 18 years old players play Manning Cup and D Cup. If there's a player that slipped through the cracks, then fine. One, two, three, the cream will rise to the top and break their way into the national team if they're as good as they are, if they're a late bloomer in the game of football, like some are. But I think the best young footballers in the island should be playing in the Premier League. Oh yeah, Adam McCullough, yeah. He's my brethren, Good luck. He's from Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton. Adam McElroy. So these young lads think they are some top pro, yeah? I swear that Newcastle accent sounds like patois. Nah, yeah. I would add Ali Watts to my wanted reggae girls list as well. Okay, I would add Vian Sampson to my list. Pity we can't get Nikita Paris to play for us, but it's fine. Or Crystal Dunn, or Khadija Buchanan, or Nichelle Prince, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll see how that goes. So we've done a bit of Mancunian. We did also Birmingham as well. Right now it's a Lancashire accent. Up in Lancashire, you go, hey up, you talk like David Lloyd. So when I went the other day, what they said to me was, Simon talks like a lad that comes from Jamaica. Now, what I told them the other day was that we pronounce words quite differently. In Jamaica, they say a word called grass, but up in the north, we say grass. We say grass up in the north, and there's another word that we use quite often in the north that is not quite used, quite popular around the world. See, on the football field, Jamaicans like to say that they make a lot of passes, but up north, we make a lot of passes. We make a lot of passes of the football. So the pronunciation of the vowels is quite different. And that's why up north, it's just the way it is, really. So for me, I'm a Lanc through and through. Full wood, Preston straight. I told you already my roots are Manchester and Lancashire up north. So that's why I sound like this really. And that's why it comes a bit more naturally to me. So yeah, that's Lancashire, Yorkshire. Yorkshire's quite difficult though, so I can't really do that one. So I can't really manage that one. Can restate the players you previously mentioned as I wasn't listening to you when you called the names for the English camp. Well, I didn't mention the players. I didn't mention names for the English camp. I'm just saying that the players that I have mentioned time and time in my videos, players that are applying for Jamaican passports, I expect them to be part of camps. I expect Kemar Roof. I expect Andre Gray. I expect Liam Moore to be part of the camps. I also expect to see Rolanda Aarons at some point to be introduced in the national setup. You know, work has to be done with Isaac Hayden, you know? Alfred Hines. Simon has the GIF has spoken to Isaac Hayden about the interest playing for Jamaica. No, but Dalton Wint confirmed that they will approach him. So we await that process. If you could do a Jurgen Klopp Klinsmann, that would be fire. Yeah, I mean, people always want to look at us and how we play. I mean, we saw Trent and Virgil injured the other day, and I just people are always looking at Liverpool like we're a different team. I can't say it already. It's hard.
can't really understand the Scousers really because they're in love with this manager called Jurgen Klopp and Carlo Ancelotti. Right now, Merseyside seems to be the place to be because you have the number one team in the world and you also have a team that has never won the Premier League. Everton have not won a trophy since 1987. For me, I think that's a long time, and I think for the Everton Football Club, it's going to take quite some time for them to return to the glory days. So, if you listen to the Scouse accent that I'm using, like, I think it's a clear testament to the way that I've been practicing over the years and years and years. I mean, I had the opportunity last year to go to Liverpool and had the opportunity to speak with Scousers in the city. I got dropped off at Liverpool Lime Street, and what I understand was that in Liverpool, they love Jamaicans, honestly. They just love Jamaicans in that part of the country. There's an actual road called Jamaica Street. Honestly, there's a road called Jamaica Street. And then I had the opportunity. You see on the walls, you have Steven Gerrard and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jamie Carragher, and all those heroes that played for them in the past. But you look at Everton, they have legends of their own as well. Kevin Campbell, super Kevin Campbell. Kevin Campbell's a hero in Everton right now. And then after Kevin Campbell, you speak about other players like Alan Ball, and those lads, and Tony Cottee, Duncan Ferguson, Big Dunk. Do you know what I mean? So I had the opportunity to watch a game at Goodison Park, and those fans, they're just fantastic, just absolutely fantastic, I tell you. And they absolutely love Jamaica, love Jermaine Beckford. They love Jermaine Beckford, and they love that other player that used to play for Everton that has Jamaican roots as well. Off the top of my head, I can't remember right now. I'm trying to remember. His name is Kieran Aggard. Kieran Aggard was born in Jamaica. Was born actually in England to Jamaican parents. So there I said it really. No, who cares about City? How long does it take to get a passport done? It varies depending on the individual. It varies depending on the individual. Whether you present all the documents together and the citizenship is done first. Some players are at different stages of the passport process. Some have to ensure that they provide a citizenship first. Some individuals have to provide their father's birth certificate first. And some players are just now awaiting for the printed passport, you know? Of course, Manchester is always red. Four-fifths of Manchester is red. The other one-fifth is Stockport. Manchester is red. Aban Bilal, whoever you are, you're about to be blocked. This guy said Manchester is blue. The only thing blue about the city is the sky. Alright? Go easy. Like these players you talk about, it would be good for the team. Yeah, yeah. Have the JFF confirmed that they'll approach Tony? Dalton Winters, yes. Passport take around a month. Yeah, it can be quicker, but some players take a bit longer. Manchester will always be red, we know that. We need to scout players with Jamaican eligibility early in their career and not when they're making headlines. Well, Richard, if you followed my progress and my industry and my work in broadcasting, you would know that I've been speaking about Daniel Johnson since 2010. You would know I've been speaking about Jermaine Beckford since 2009. You would know I've been speaking about Isaac Hayden for at least a couple of years now, and you'd have known what I've said about other players, Ravel Morrison since 2013. You can track my tweets, you can track my posts on the Reggae Boys forum, and see that I have been speaking about these players for years. See, I had to wait until I have grey hair to see Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison in national colours. I have to wait till I have grey hair to see them. And the players that have to be called up have to be on form. That's the next thing too. Yeah, all parts of Liverpool really. Croxteth, Toxteth, Wirral as well. There's another town called Southport. A lot of Jamaicans in that city. So for me, but I have to tell you though, Everton are the people's club, lads. Everton are the people's club. Everton, there's a song that they sing called Cop Pizza. Oh, oh, Cop Pizza. Y'all know the rest. Even you Liverpool fans in the comments, you know the song. Red and white, whoa, red and white, you know.
I'm not blocking you. It's just banter. Relax. Yeah, United is the only history. Oh, well, guess what? Whatever. Simon, what about Tierney Wiltshire for the Reggae Girls? I'm impressed what I've seen from Tierney. I think she was in the squad for the Pan American Games, I believe, or part of a preliminary squad, at least. Tierney has the ability and the potential to break in. So does Liana Steele as well. And I like what I saw from the under 20 Reggae Girls in the Dominican Republic earlier this year. So I think the future is bright. Really, really. I think the future is really, really bright. All right. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I really, 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 really appreciate it. All right. What do I do? On my channel, I speak about Jamaican football. That's what I've been doing for the past 4.5 years, almost 5. So that's what I do. I speak about Jamaican football, specifically the national team and their players and potential players that can enter the program. What I'm going to do right now, please follow me on Instagram at simon.preston. I'm going to go live over there to answer your questions over there. And you can follow me on Twitter at SimyP93 for the latest updates on Jamaican players. Do I live in England? No, but I have English heritage. My father's side of the family is from England. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I'm a third generation Jamaican, but I have Mancunian roots and Lancunian roots as well. So Manchester and Lancashire, that's my heritage from the north, really. So, I've quite strong ties to those areas in particular. So, yeah, looking forward to it for sure. Last question this evening, Alfred. Do you think the JFF lackadaisical? I would describe it as late. That's how I would describe it for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's how I would describe it. Low key United and Liverpool has been the theme songs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Remember, if you're going out on the road, if you're going to travel abroad, just stay safe. Bring this on the road with you, and you're all right. All right. Just be safe and bring that everywhere you go. I'm gonna head over to Instagram right now so you guys can follow me over there. All the best for the new year, guys. I know we're gonna have one more Thursday before the new year, but I just wanted to let you guys know from now. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and we'll be in touch.